It's pretty late, said Grandma. But you can go, if you won't wander too far after dark. You know, Mabel. There are animals in the woods that might hurt you. And they come from their caves as soon as it begins to grow dark.
Mabel will be okay, right, Maurice?
Well, let's turn the page and find out, sweetheart. Oh, I'm not afraid of animals, said Mabel. And I won't be too late. I'll pick you a basket full of strawberries. And then I'll come straight home.
And then what?
We'll just have to wait and see tomorrow night. But for now, it's time for bed. Good night, Paul.
Good night, Maurice. Maurice?
Yes, sweetheart.
Are there animals who might hurt me? You know, like the ones who come out of their caves at night?
Yes, Paul. I'm afraid there are. But don't you worry. The caves are very far away from here. You'll be safe.
But what about people, though? People are animals too. Will people try to hurt me?
I'm afraid so, sweetheart. Sadly, there will be people who try to hurt you at some point.
But why? Why would anyone want to hurt someone? It's wrong.
Yes. It's very wrong. But do you remember how the horse was very nice to Mabel the first time we read the book?
Yes.
And you remember how some of the animals were very mean to Mabel?
Yes.
So that shows you that there are some good animals, like the horse. But there are also some bad animals out there. Just like how there are good people, like me. Like Benka. Like Mommy and Daddy. There are also some bad people too. Like...
Bad people like you. I haven't met any bad people.
Well, you haven't yet. Which is good. But one day you will.
But I don't want to meet any bad people.
Paul, I've been around for a long time now. And if there's one thing I know, it's that there will always be bad people. And even if those bad people try to hurt you, you'll always be ready to face them and find good people again. Just like Mabel in the story. Remember, sweetheart, always accept the bad. And stay close to the good. That's the way to be. Okay?
Okay, Maurice.
Good night, Paul. Tomorrow, we'll read together some more.
Good. You're awake.
Is this heaven? Am I dead?
Thankfully, no. But it's a good thing I found you when I did. I saw you passed out under a tree on the side of the road, just as I was heading back into town.
Back into town? Wait. Are we in Indigo Valley? I need to get to Jessica's. She's my friend, and she's the only one who can help me. Can you please take me to her house, sir? Her address is 8153.
Hold on there. First of all, I would like to know what Paul Sanchez was doing, trying to walk all the way to Indigo Valley.
Wait. How do you know my name? I don't even know who you are.
They call me Python.
Python? Is that a nickname, or your real name, or?
They call me Python.
Oh, okay. Python it is then. So how do you know who I am?
Bear is a good friend of mine. He was the judge in your case last year, although he's recently retired.
Judge Beer? I do remember him. Mostly because he had his own entrance music. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Anyway, he told me all about you. And your particular case. Which, by the way, was a complete abuse of the legal system. And another thing, I have a photographic memory when it comes to faces. Never mind. I am more interested in hearing about what compelled you to walk miles to Tyndale Valley from Wilford Heights. You must have been pretty desperate to leave there.
How did you know I came from Wilford Heights?
It's obvious. Wilford Heights is the closest town north of here.
Yeah, that's true. And you're right. I was desperate to leave. I don't mind telling you about it. But I was wondering if you had any water. I'm really thirsty.
Be right back.
So yeah, that's basically it. I was hoping that if I made it all the way back over here, Jessica would come up with some kind of plan to help me out. But looking back, it was a pretty stupid idea. What Harrison did today brought back this big rush of emotions. And because of that, I acted on impulse instead of common sense.
Sounds like a hell of a 3 years, Paul. Sorry you had to go through all that. Still, you're incredibly determined. Despite everything, you've kept a stiff upper lip.
Yeah. But I just don't know what to do now. Harrison has me by the throat. I should have just uploaded that footage when I had the chance.
Why is that?
Because then I could have put a stop to it. Harrison wouldn't bully anyone anymore. But I didn't. Not because I was a coward, but because I don't think it's right. All this time, I've been told not to give in to my anger. And by releasing that video footage, I'd be doing just that. I don't know. I just feel like the whole world is going in fast forward, while I'm stuck going in slow motion. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. And I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do. I'm gonna hand out some advice. Sometimes, you just gotta acknowledge your emotions, instead of sweeping them under the rug. It's alright to feel angry. And it's alright to feel afraid. That's normal. Acknowledge your emotions, but don't make impulsive decisions. That's giving into your anger. And thus, your emotions. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Good. Because I'm thinking I'd better stop. I'm starting to feel like Danny freaking Tanner over here. All that's missing is the cheesy music.
Crap. It's getting so late. I really need to get back home. My family and friends must be worried sick. Python, I want to thank you for everything.
Don't mention it.
So, how do I get back? Is there a bus stop around here?
You can take the bus if you like. But if you need to get home quick, I have a faster method of transportation. Stand close to me. Trust me. S and F and up and down. Yeah.
Okay, that just happened.
So is this the place?
Yeah, it is, but how the hell did you do that? Was that magic or something?
Or something.
Could you maybe use it to help me out? Like, turn Harrison into a pear or something?
Afraid not, Paul. I have my principles.
Well, it was worth a shot.
And besides, if I did that, I'd be robbing you of the opportunity to grow as a person. You need to remember that there isn't only one solution here. And that you need to make your own decisions. Thus, solving your own problems.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks again, Python.
Don't mention it, Paul. And remember, sometimes it's not a bad idea to stick to your own principles as well.
Let's give him some room, everyone. We're all glad you're back safe and sound, Cocker.
I was so worried, Paul. Where were you?
I'm really sorry for running off like that. When Harrison confronted me today, it just overwhelmed me. I became desperate. And in my desperation, I thought I could go to Tyndale Valley and get Jessica's help. But looking back, that was a pretty dumb thing to do. This is my problem, and the solution has to come from me. So again, I'm very sorry, and I'm glad you're all here to help me sort this out. I promise I'll never run off like that again. And after we put an end to all this, I promise, everything will be fine from now on. And Simon, I may not understand why you recorded that footage all those years ago, but I think your heart was in the right place, and I don't think you were doing it to hurt me. You've been nothing but good to me ever since I came back. Thank you for supporting me with Rufus, and for introducing me to Tammy and Quincy. Just like you, Simon, I also have the power to forgive. And I forgive you.
Thanks, Paul. That means a lot. I'm just glad that you're back and you're safe. We spent hours looking for you. Unfortunately, the police aren't gonna do anything about Harrison.
We can worry about that later. I'm just glad my son is home safely. Now, let's sit down to eat. Then we can figure out how to deal with these bullies.
Well, we're all glad you're safe, Paul. We were all really worried about you. But Simon was most of all.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad to see you all too. So just to recap, you're saying Harrison posted a bunch of lies about me online, as well as those videos, and now the whole school thinks I committed suicide, and the police won't do anything, since sharing a video online isn't a crime?
Yeah, that's basically it. I went down to the station with your grandfather, but they couldn't even spare any extra people to go look for you. We were really starting to get worried.
This might sound kinda bad, but I think at this point, the only thing we can do is get to Dominic, release that video footage, and hope for the best.
But at the end of the day, whatever we do next is up to you, Paul. Just know that we all got your back.
How about we meet up with Dominic? He knows things we don't. And it's probably not a good idea for us to release the footage without thinking it through. Besides, there's no reason to limit ourselves by only having one solution.
Okay, I'm good with that. So are you gonna text him sometime tomorrow then?
Yeah. We can meet him at the ice cream place or something after school.
So Paul, about tomorrow. How do you plan to deal with all the crap people will be throwing at you?
Believe me, I've dealt with it before. And you know what? I'm just gonna ignore them. I'll even act in self-defense if I have to. Besides, I have all of you to help keep an eye out for anyone who might try to start something. Well, I guess that's all for now. I'll see you all tomorrow. Let's try to get this sorted out quickly.
Good night, Paul.
Take care, guys.
I guess I'll get going too, Paul. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, Simon. And thanks for staying and helping my family look for me.
No problem, Paul. We're in this together. Just promise me one thing. That you'll never run off like that again.
I will never do anything like that again.
That's all I needed to hear. Night, Paul.
So, Dominic's still coming, right?
Yeah. He said he'd be a few minutes late when I texted him earlier. He told me that he has to be careful, so Harrison doesn't see him with us.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wouldn't want his cover to be blown.
And what about Julie? Wasn't she gonna be here too?
I think she had to go to the Latin club meeting after school.
That's right, I forgot her club was meeting today. I meant to ask her to join us when I saw her, but I kept forgetting. I guess I've just been distracted lately, with this whole Harrison situation.
Speaking of distracted, none of you even noticed me coming in. Seriously. If I had been Harrison, or one of his other guys, you'd all be up shit creek.
We'll be more careful next time.
I sure hope so.
So, I assume you have the video footage with you?
Check your phone. I just sent it to you as I walked in.
Yeah, here it is.
That video is called, The Truth About Harrison Mercer. It's a bunch of clips I edited together, that shows him at his absolute worst. The guy was so caught up in his bullying, that his dumb ass never noticed that I had been filming him all this time. Most of the time, I didn't even need to be careful about it. So when are you thinking about uploading it, Paul? Harrison's planning to step up his game fairly soon. So if you're gonna do it, I'd do it now.
Well, actually I was thinking, you could be the one to upload it.
Paul, I already told you. I'm not gonna upload it, because of my family. If I do it, then everyone will put 2 and 2 together, and figure out that I helped Harrison early on. Besides, all of my former victims still hold a grudge against me. Harrison is literally the only reason why they've never gone to the principal yet.
So you don't want to take responsibility for what you did? Wouldn't it be better if you just apologized to the people you bullied, take down Harrison, and then just make up for it yourself? You know, it doesn't hurt at all to admit your mistakes.
You don't understand. I really don't want my family finding out. Especially my mom. She gets all emotional about these things. Besides, Paul would get his chance at justice, and getting back at Harrison, by uploading the video himself.
Can I just share something with you, Dominic?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
Yesterday, after Harrison confronted me, I fled from the school, and tried to walk to Tyndale by myself. I wanted to get help from a friend down there. I was only a few miles out, when I collapsed there on the side of the road, because I was so exhausted. But I got lucky. Someone found me, and was able to take me back home, before I starved to death out there. Once I was home, I apologized to my family. And I forgave Simon for filming what went down back in junior high. And my family forgave me because they love me. It doesn't make what I did right. But forgiveness, and admitting my mistake, helped us move on. I guess what I'm saying is, your family will still love you, and forgive you, as long as you admit what you did wrong and apologize for it. Yeah, they may be disappointed at first. But at the end of the day, they'll be glad that you're not bullying people anymore. And that you came forward on your own, didn't dodge responsibility, and corrected your behavior before someone else exposed you. And you'd have no chance to explain yourself or own up to your mistakes. Besides, if I upload the video, and you lose your place in the gang, all of your former victims will come forward. And without Harrison there to protect you, you'll be exposed. And you'll look more guilty than you would have otherwise.
Listen, Paul. I understand where you're coming from, I do. But believe me when I say, it's much better if you upload the video yourself. While I fade into the background, and finish my high school years in relative silence. If you really want all of this to stop, then you have to be the one to upload it. There is no other way to destroy Harrison's reputation. The longer you wait, the worse things will get. And eventually, there may come a chance where you won't even be in a position to release the video. Harrison's become a lot more ruthless since you last knew him. Listen. I'll keep an eye out for you tomorrow. And see if I can't buy you more time by distracting Harrison. But I won't be able to do that forever. You'll have to make your decision. Soon.
You know, Paul, 3 years ago, you would have jumped at the chance to upload that video. What changed?
To be honest, I don't know. All this time, people would tell me to control my anger. But if I take revenge on Harrison, wouldn't I basically be giving into it? Part of me does want to upload it. But at the same time, another part of me wants Dominic to have a chance to redeem himself. Especially since he's helped us so much. I mean, without him, we'd still be at square one. I understand that doing it myself is probably the best way to stop Harrison. But surely there's another solution that doesn't involve me giving in to my anger.
We could always show the video to the principal and our parents, instead of releasing it publicly.
But they'll wonder where we got it from. And one thing will lead to another, with Dominic being exposed. We'd probably be rid of Harrison, but the solution wouldn't work out for everyone. And I assume you want it to work for everyone, don't you, Paul?
Yeah. If we're finally gonna close the lid on this 3-year-long battle, then we can't just do it halfway.
Why don't we just get some of those camera glasses, similar to what you had before, Simon? We could film Harrison ourselves, that way, it's not Dominic's footage. We don't even have to publicize it. Like Tammy said, we can just show it to the principal or our parents, and that would be all she wrote for Harrison.
Still, without Harrison, Dominic will be exposed without it being on his terms. To be honest, I don't think he's thought this through either. What you both suggested are perfectly valid options. But ultimately, it's gonna come down to Paul. And we all know this won't end without Dominic being exposed in some way.
Thanks for the suggestions. They were all good. I'll probably need more time to think this over though. I'll let you all know when I've made up my mind.
Don't take too long, Paul. We already had a few close calls with Harrison today. And none of the other students seem to be our friends either.
Don't worry, I won't take long at all. In fact, I'll come back to you guys with my decision tomorrow. Why is it so hard to come to a decision? I sure wish you were here right now, Jessica. You always have the right answers. I miss Tyndale Valley. I miss it a lot.
You need to remember that there isn't only one solution here, and that you need to make your own decisions, thus solving your own problems.
He's right. I need to figure this out for myself. I can't keep relying on Jessica, or Bumpa, or even Simon, to come to my rescue every time something goes wrong.
Hey Paul, how's it going?
Hi Dad. I'm just trying to come up with a solution to this whole Harrison problem.
Any luck?
Well, someone gave me a video that shows Harrison doing his worst. It's sure to ruin him if it ever gets out. And I'm the one who's supposed to upload it. But I'm just afraid that if I do, it would mean I'd be giving in to my anger.
I see. Well, this whole thing has caused us a lot of grief, Paul. Especially your mother. Actually, I was curious about one thing, Paul. How did you make it back here last night? Did you just turn around and walk back on your own? Did you take a bus?
Well, it's kinda weird actually. I'm not sure you'd even believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Okay, well, as I was walking along Harbines Road, I just blacked out. I don't know how. But when I woke up, I was in this cabin on the outskirts of Tyndale Valley. The guy who lived there, he's the one who found me. He was this big muscular guy. And he always wore sunglasses, even though we were inside and it was almost dark. Anyway, he called himself Python. I told him everything that happened, then I said I needed to get back home. Now here's the part you're not gonna believe. He literally teleported me back home. It was like magic. I don't even know how he did it. Anyway, before he left, he told me that I need to make my own decisions. And that I should stick to my principles.
Well, that certainly is an interesting version of events. I'm grateful this Python fellow was there for you, but are you sure you didn't just Imagine the whole teleporting thing.
No, seriously, Dad. He actually did teleport me back. It was so weird. We were in his cabin, and he said some kind of magic phrase. SNF something or another. Then there was a brief flash and a quick rush of air. And then we were suddenly standing here in front of the house. So what do you think I should do? About Harrison, I mean.
Well, Paul, I'm not as good as Bob with the advice and all that. And I know I haven't really been able to do much about your situation with Harrison. But there's a story I'd like to tell you, about what happened to me when I was around your age. I think it might help you. It was the summer of 1993. I was 14 years old, and had just moved from Spain to the US with your grandparents. It was shortly before the start of the new school year, and I had no idea what to expect. When school started, I was the very definition of fish out of water. I was in a new country, I didn't speak English very well, and like you, I was short for my age. Ultimately, all of that made me a target for bullying. There were 3 guys in particular. All of them older and larger than I was. Probably a bunch of seniors looking for a laugh. I'm not sure how they knew I was Spanish, but they kept calling me greaser, and would sometimes even beat me up a bit.
Wow, what a bunch of idiots. So what did you do about it?
At first I tried to fight back. But it was no use. They just kept cornering me and beating the crap out of me. I was very angry. Every day I'd come home, and I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't sleep, I wouldn't even talk to my parents. Then one day, my dad took me to the local boxing club. It was difficult at first. But I gained better skill as I went on. As you know, boxing was, and to some degree still is, my passion. And as I got better at it, my father said to me that one day, they won't be able to knock me down anymore. After losing my first 6 club fights, I had finally won my first one. My parents were so proud. And so was I. It was the first time I really achieved something, and did it by myself.
Wow. I never knew you learned boxing because of your bullies.
To be honest, Paul, it took me a few years to figure out, but I eventually realized that my father didn't get me into boxing just to beat up my bullies.
So why did Granddad have you take boxing?
He was trying to build up my confidence. You see, Paul, boxing isn't just about brute strength. It's about how confident you are when you enter that ring. Just like in real life, when you're faced with a difficult situation, sometimes a little confidence in yourself goes a long way.
So what did you do about the bullies?
Well, let's just say those big bad seniors never bothered me again. Not after I knocked their leader out cold.
Man, that's really awesome, Dad. I wish I could have done that.
At the time, it felt amazing. I finally stood up for myself, and got them off my back. But I didn't really let it go.
What do you mean?
I became the bully, Paul. Even though I'd defeated my own tormentors, my anger was still there. And I decided to take it out on other students. Of course, I only targeted the kids who were no bigger than me. Instead of using boxing to build confidence, I was using it to intimidate other kids into paying me protection money.
Wow, Dad. I never knew any of this. So, how long were you a bully?
A grand total of 1 day. Actually, 1 lunch period. And at one point, I tried to intimidate this one girl. But she ended up changing everything. She was the sweet, innocent bookworm type. harmless as a newborn kitten. Which of course, made me see her as an easy target. I marched right up to her, and told her to pay up. She didn't do it.
Was this girl, Mom?
Indeed it was.
Man, I can't believe you tried to extort money from Mom. So what did she do?
She reasoned with me. She was pretty firm, but got her point across without getting angry. She convinced me to give everyone their money back, so I did. From that point on, we became best friends. And it was through your mother, and the people she introduced me to, that I learned to control my anger. And to channel my energy into more positive things. And that's how I met your mother. It's a day and time in my life that I'll never forget. Anyway, Paul, I just want you to know that we're all here for you. And that I hope you can learn something from my experiences.
Thanks, Dad. I really appreciate you sharing all this with me. So, in your opinion, do you think I should release the video? I don't want to become a bully myself, after I defeat Harrison. And I know for a fact that I can't just talk him down like Mom did with you.
Well, I would have to agree with your friend Python. It's a decision that you will have to make on your own. But I'm positive that whatever choice you make, it'll be the right one, and it'll all work out. Besides, you're 15. Old enough that you don't need me to tell you what to do now. And as for you becoming a bully, and taking Harrison down, I think your situation is very different from mine. And since you're a different person compared to me, I think the outcome will also be different. And besides, I know that my son is not a bully. He's a wonderful young man.
Thanks, Dad. That really means a lot. Especially in a time like this.
Of course, Paul. I'm your father, and I'm here for you always. Now, let's go downstairs for dinner. Your mom baked a chocolate cake for dessert.
Sweet. I never say no to chocolate cake. Talia? Is everything alright?
I'm worried about those mean boys who made you run away. And Ashley. I'm worried I'll forget all about Ashley. Will you make those mean boys go away? I don't want them to keep hurting you, Paul. I miss Ashley. And I miss our other house.
Talia, it's okay to cry. And it's okay to be worried. Listen, I know things haven't been 100% amazing since we moved back. But I promise you, you'll never forget Ashley.
Are you sure?
Of course I am. Believe me, you never forget people who leave such a strong impression on you. And also, you'll be seeing Ashley again very soon. Mom was talking with Mrs. Andrews earlier. And they arranged a play date for you and Ashley in a couple weeks. And as for the mean boys, I'll do everything in my power to make them leave us alone. They've been hurting us for long enough. And it's time for it to stop.
But, how long will it take you to stop them? And what if they hurt you again when you try to do it?
I have to do it. I have to upload that video. Tomorrow. If not for Harrison's other victims, then for Talia's well-being. Dominic will just have to face the backlash himself.
Paul?
Don't worry. I can promise you that the whole thing will stop tomorrow. You'll never see or hear of those mean boys again. And they'll never bother anyone else either.
Do you really promise? Everyone's been promising things would get better, and we would be happier. But, those promises never came true.
This time I really mean it. Trust me. Things will be better from here on out.
Paul, will you read me tonight?
What story do you want to hear?
You pick.
Okay. I know the perfect one.
What's this one?
This book is very special to me. Marisa used to read it to me when I was your age. It's called The Adventures of Mabel.
It sounds like it will be fun.
Okay, let's start. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Mabel.
We all got here as soon as we got your text, Paul. Luckily nobody followed us. I think Harrison and his gang of assholes are more interested in you than they are in any of us.
Well, thank you all for coming. I've made my decision. And I think the best course of action is for me to upload the video.
Are you sure, Paul? This is a pretty big decision. And there's a chance nobody will even notice it. You don't even have Instagram.
I guess, to be honest, I'm still kind of conflicted. I made the decision rather quickly last night, when I saw the effect all this is having on Talia. And also, this is technically giving in to my anger.
Paul, just remember you're standing up for yourself. You're not doing this for revenge. You're doing it for the safety of everyone. I don't see how that's giving into your anger.
Good point, Simon. We gotta do this for the sake of everyone. And even if it doesn't work, then at least we tried. Well, this is it, guys. It's all led up to this point. Today at lunch, we're going right up to Harrison and showing everyone the truth about him.
I can't believe we are really gonna do this. Harrison is finally going down.
I'm especially pleased with the efficiency in which we took down Sanchez. He knew a little too much for his own good, and was indeed a threat to our position. Although Dominic, you need to pull your weight around here a little more, if you want to keep your rank.
Sorry, Harrison. I'll try harder.
You don't sound like you mean that, Dominic. But I suppose we'll find out soon enough, just how loyal you are. Well, look what we have here. Look at him. Look at how scared he is. He's terrified of us, and yet it looks like he wants to confront us. This will be a short and sweet victory.
Sometimes, it's not a bad idea to stick to your principles.
I'm sure you'll be just fine. Sometimes it's best to just keep going, even when everything comes crashing down.
She reasoned with me. She was pretty firm, but she convinced me to give everyone their money back.
Will you stop those mean boys? Will you make them go away?
What's he doing? He's just standing there.
This ends today. They will not have power over me anymore.
Is that Paul Sanchez? I thought he committed suicide or something.
This kid doesn't stand a chance. Harrison's gonna slaughter him.
What's the matter, Pine Size? Are you still angry that you got called out on all your crap? Are you looking to start a fight here? You know the school has a policy against that. You see, everyone? This is so typical of bullies. They try to use force to get their way. And that's exactly what Paul's doing right now.
Damn it, there's too many people crowding around them. Paul's all alone in there.
Why you just standing there? Do something, dickhead.
Don't worry. I think it's safe to say that Paul's got it all under control.
Even so, I think I better get the principal. Better safe than sorry.
Yes, just in case. But hurry. We don't know how this is gonna go.
Got it.
Listen to me, midget. I know you remember what happened the last time you got too aggressive. We all stood up to you. And you ran away like a coward. This school doesn't tolerate bullying. And neither do its students. Still not gonna say anything? Maybe my fist can motivate you.
The only person who's been aggressive here is you, Harrison. I haven't even done anything yet. I've just been standing here, and already, you've insulted and threatened me. That's pretty provocative and aggressive behavior if you ask me.
Ha 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 ha. Look at this idiot. He thinks that me informing him about our school's anti-bullying policy is being aggressive. Well, I'd like to remind everyone here of what Paul has done to other people. He doesn't deserve respect. And he certainly doesn't deserve to be taken seriously. Remember that video I sent to all of you? The one with Paul beating up that bigger kid? For no reason at all?
I certainly remember. That little punk needs an ass kicking.
See? Look at him smiling. He doesn't even care. It's like he's a psychopath. He actually smiles at beating people up.
I got a question for you, Harrison. Do you even know the context in which that fight happened? Contrary to what you think, it's not something I'm very proud of.
I don't need to know the context. You beat the guy up. Resorted to violence, when he was clearly trying to work things out peacefully. My cousin shot that video herself. And she told me that you just attacked her friend for no reason.
Well, you should know the full story before jumping to conclusions. I've been attacked for all the mistakes I made in the past. And yet, nobody actually bothered to listen to my side of the story. If people don't know all the facts, then how can they possibly know that their hatred towards me is justified?
Harrison, the kid's got a point. Why not let him speak his piece?
Have you not heard anything I said? This guy's beaten up several people. He bullies his little sister. And every time he does something wrong, he runs off like a rat-think coward. Surely that's enough to show he's guilty.
Still, isn't it worth knowing all the facts before attacking me? I admit I was wrong for not addressing this the other day, when Harrison called me out on it. But I'm addressing it now. And I believe the full story should be heard. That fight happened over a year ago, back in junior high. I'm not proud of the moments when I lashed out in anger. But, at the time, I was driven to act in self-defense.
Self-defense, my ass. You acted out because you're violent.
In fact, I encourage all of you to look up a list of all the court cases in Indigo Valley during the month of February 2018. You should find a case entitled Barnes vs. Sanchez. If you look at the judge's decision, you'll see that he concludes the fight was a result of provocation on the other guy's part, and that Harrison's cousin even had me framed for vandalism.
Oh bullshit. You did a lot of bad things to people. What about the time you knocked your best friend on his ass? Was that self-defense too?
Hey, Paul's right. I just looked up the Tyndale Valley court cases for that month. It says here that Paul was indeed provoked and unfairly framed, then taken to court, in what can only be described as a complete abuse of the legal system.
Hey, thanks. Now, to answer your question, Harrison. I admit that what I did to Simon was wrong. But that was years ago. I was in a completely different place. And since then, I've apologized to Simon, and he's forgiven me. In fact, he's standing right over there, along with 2 other people, who I'm very proud to call my friends. See? It doesn't look like he's holding a grudge at all. Since I moved back, we've re-established our friendship, and it's like we picked up right where we left off. Besides, I'm sure everyone here has done something in the past that they're not proud of. Even you, Harrison. But it seems that everyone except for me gets a free pass from being judged by the whole school for their actions. That's a double standard if you ask me.
What are you here to do, Sanchez? Beat my ass? Try to manipulate the entire student body into thinking I'm the bad guy? You're just jealous, because I'm better than you. I got a shiny new convertible. I got over 1,000 followers on Instagram. I got way more friends than you ever had. And, I'm way more respected than you'll ever be. And the reason for that is because I'm not a bullying piece of garbage like you. Please. Tell me why you're so worthy of respect. And why you're even here. What point are you trying to make? It's obvious to anyone that I'm superior to you in every way. And yet you're still just standing there with that stupid ass smirk. Honestly, you should just kill yourself right now. Just to spare yourself any further embarrassment.
Actually, Harrison, I'm here because I want to work things out with you and everyone else, rather than dwell on the past. I'm here because I think it's best if we end this and move forward together. At least, that's what I hoped would happen. But instead of talking it out with me, you went straight to the insults and name calling. And you literally just told me to kill myself. Which was pretty uncalled for if you ask me.
I want to remind everyone here that while it's all well and good that you wanted to work things out, you still caused our school community a lot of pain in the past. Why should we believe you and respect you now?
Like I said, I was wrong for getting aggressive with Simon and the guy in the other video. However, I want to highlight one word you just said. Past. All those things, they happened in the past. But yet, since I moved back here, I continue to receive all this abuse. Whether it's in the school hallways or online. But in spite of all that, I've kept my principles. And not once have I retaliated. In fact, I want to read out just a few of the comments I've been getting on social media now. Here's one comment that says, just like Harrison did earlier, that I should kill myself. The comment under that one says, and I quote, Harrison is right. You should be ashamed you even exist, you fucking midget. And that doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. There's comments here that are a lot worse than what I read just now. You claim I'm not worthy of respect, Harrison. But never have I disrespected anyone since I came back here. All I ask is that everyone judge me for who I am now, and not what I did in the past. And forgive me, like I forgave Simon, and the person I fought in the other video. His name is Mason Barnes, and he's also become a good friend of mine.
This is all such horse shit. He's lying to all of you. He's just trying to get you all to forgive him. Just so he can continue to terrorize people. We all know what he did before. Do any of you honestly think he's gonna stop now?
I'd like to go back to those hate comments I've been getting from people. I want to tell you what kind of effect those comments have had on my family. Who here has any siblings? Now how would you feel if you walked into your little brother's or sister's room and found them crying because you're getting picked on so relentlessly, and it hurts them? What would you say to them when they ask, when will those mean people stop saying and doing horrible things to you? Because that's exactly what I had to deal with last night with my own sister, who I don't bully by the way. I spent 3 hours reading to her to calm her down. She's completely petrified after hearing about all this stupid bullshit that I had to go through for the past week. And she's only 5 years old. Look, Harrison, you don't have to like me, but at least consider the effect your behavior has on others. So many people have been dehumanizing me online, even spreading rumors about me committing suicide. And yet, everyone seems to have forgotten that I'm a human being. Just like everyone else, I have feelings, and dreams, and ambitions. But now I've just become everyone's scapegoat. And it's all based on a couple videos from a long time ago.
You sure are accusing me of a lot of stuff. But you have no real proof that I've done anything wrong in the past, like you have.
I wasn't really accusing you of anything. And I'm sorry if you feel that way. But perhaps, like me, there might have been a time where you upset someone standing here right now.
Well, looks like nobody is stepping forward. Which proves that you're lying. You see, fellow students? Bullies like Paul Sanchez rely on manipulation to keep others down and under their control. Notice how he's trying to pull on your heartstrings. by telling you about his sister. For all we know, he's lying about it, and is still tormenting him.
Come on people. Harrison is approachable. And surely he's done something that at least one of you disapproves of. And if he's so much more worthy of respect than I am, then you should all respect him enough to come forward and tell him your concerns. Let's use this chance to clear up any misunderstandings. Don't you all think it would be better for everybody if we got this whole thing resolved today? I'm sure that that's something we both want, right Harrison?
Harrison? Just a little while ago, one of your friends, that one there in the brown jacket? He took my money. See, my family. We're sort of struggling financially. And, it's difficult for us to find money. So I was wondering, if possible, could you please convince him to give it back to me?
I just want to say that this piece of shit Harrison joined in with a bunch of preppy girls and bullied me all over social media. Then, when my parents and I went to get a lawyer, the videos of me on Harrison's Instagram miraculously disappeared.
Harrison always makes fun of the way I talk. And one time, he threatened to push me off my wheelchair.
God, this guy is insane.
Okay? And what is it that I'm supposed to have done to you?
Oh, like you don't know. You threatened to submit Photoshop pictures of me to Pornhub. And when I tried to go to the police, you attacked my boyfriend in an alley.
Haha. I don't remember doing that at all.
Cut the shit, Harrison. You did it, and you know you did it.
You're lying. You're all lying. Paul probably paid you all to make up shit about me. Because you're all jealous of me. I bet he even got his family to cough up the money for it too. See? He needs someone else to do all the dirty work for him. He never learns anything, like I do. Why are you all looking at me like that? You're not gonna tell me you really believe these assholes. They don't even have any proof.
I don't think they have any reason to lie, Harrison. And besides, why would they accept bribe money from me, the supposedly biggest bully at school, at least according to you? They obviously wouldn't risk their neck just to make a quick buck. And also, you're still acting real aggressive. You know, I really think you should start learning to control your emotions better. Anger isn't gonna solve anything here.
I can't believe all of you. People just get so jealous because of someone's success. They'll do anything to tear that person down. Now, if you or anyone else has any actual proof of my supposed wrongdoing, then you better show it, rather than saying stupid things. Let this be a lesson to anyone who crosses me from now on. I won't tolerate false accusations, bullying, and manipulation. Now move the hell out of my way, midget. Before I make you move.
Again with the aggression. Perhaps you could try asking me nicely to move. Then we can work things out.
Paul.
I'm fine, Tammy. Don't worry. I'm not even afraid of this guy anymore. I mean, what's the worst he can do? Kick my ass once or twice? Maybe throw in a few more insults while he's at it? One day, this guy will be gone, and I won't have to deal with him again. He's not gonna stop me from being happy in life. I got a loving family, and great friends. What more could I ask for?
Listen to me, you fucking prick. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, to get the hell out of my way. If I reach 3, and you're still standing here, I'll kick the living crap out of you. Just like I did last time.
Wait. Did he just admit that he beat up Paul before?
What a hypocrite. I thought you were against violence, Harrison.
I know. I thought you were supposed to be this great pacifist.
Screw you guys. You're all just jealous of me.
Well, look at how the tables are turning, Harrison. It looks like people are finally realizing who the real bully is.
That's it, Sanchez. I've waited so long to do this again. What the?
That's enough, Harrison. You made your point.
Dominic. I should have known you would pull some shit like this. I had my suspicions. And I should have acted on them when I had the chance.
Harrison, I suggest you get on Instagram. I uploaded a little present for you. I think all of you will want to see it too.
The truth about Harrison Mercer.
What the hell is this, Hollister?
Like the video says, it's the truth.
Holy shit. Look at all this.
Wow. Did you see him rough that kid up even after he gave him his money?
Cheating on all his tests, what a disgrace.
God, did he really just lock those 2 freshmen in the maintenance closet?
That's nothing. I just saw the clip of him taking the crutches from that kid who broke his leg, and making him hop around.
Now everybody knows what you're really about.
You and Sanchez planned this, didn't you? Answer me, you little piece of shit.
Oh shit. World star.
Man, I can't believe it.
What's that, Ethan?
I can't believe I was helping with this whole thing, just for some quick cash. I'm out of this.
You wanna leave too? Go on then, Ethan, leave. Punk ass bitch.
Jesus Christ, Harrison. You never said you beat up Rachel's boyfriend in the alley, and then threatened to post pictures of her on a porn site. That shit was completely unnecessary.
That's right. Nothing he did was necessary.
This is all horse shit. Dominic and Paul planned this whole thing out. Just so they could bring me down. Come on. You all know the things Dominic has done to the students at this school. This is just proof that I failed in trying to reform him. I was the one keeping this guy on a leash. He's a bully. And you all know he is. I have video proof. I can upload it online right now.
Look, I admit that I did some bad things early on. I admit that I helped Harrison get to the top. But you've all seen the real Harrison now. The one who creates rumors and hoaxes, who cheats on his tests, who extorts money from people. He puts up this whole facade of being a popular student, admired by everyone, just as a way of making a quick buck. But you've all seen it for yourself. He's nothing more than a psychopath, who makes people's lives hell, simply because he enjoys it. And I'm ashamed that I was a part of it. At first, I was afraid of the consequences of admitting all that. But seeing Paul stand up for himself, and hearing about how he's able to forgive others, it gives me hope. I won't dodge any responsibility for what I did before. I know I was wrong. And I hope you all can forgive me for any suffering I might have caused you.
I've already forgiven you, Dominic. And you know what? I'm proud of you too, for taking this step to redeeming yourself in their eyes. In my opinion, that's what will help make this school community even stronger.
Hey, I appreciate that. I know I can't fully make up for what I did, but I'll try my best.
And would you look at that? I really thought it was gonna rain.
Let's get the hell out of here.
And there they go. Walking away with their tails between their legs.
Man, fuck all those people. They all know the school's nothing without us. Without me.
And where are you 3 headed in such a hurry?
Oh, we're just walking around, sir.
Mr. Hopper, Harrison Mercer has been bullying students under the school faculty's nose, without any accountability, for years. And he's tried to escape.
Oh bullshit. Mr. Hopper, sir. You know me. I've been nothing but good to my fellow students of Gilroy Rose.
Oh really now? Well, Mr. Mercer, I've been standing here observing that little gathering over there. It appears most of the students don't agree with you. And also, Miss Harris here, has just shown me a nice little video, of you boys being quite naughty. I'm sure you're very eager to explain it in my office. And that is not a request.
We're in deep shit now. Nice going, assholes.
Hurry it up, Mr. Mercer.
Yes, sir.
And don't think that I won't be contacting all of your parents about this either. Miss Harris, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Harrison and his friends will be dealt with accordingly.
I'm glad to hear it, Mr. Hopper.
Sir, is there anything I can do? Anything that'll make you not tell my parents?
Are you trying to bribe me, Mr. Mercer? Well, just for that, you can tell your parents yourself all the horrible things you've been doing on my school campus. I'm calling them in for a little conference. Now let's go.
Damn it.
Good riddance.
I must say, Paul, that took balls confronting Harrison today. You kicked some serious ass.
Seriously, where did all that come from?
Well, it was really weird. At first, I was all set to upload Dominic's video. But then, I just had this idea, and it all came together, like it was improv or jazz. I can't explain it, but I was able to just control my emotions. And I handled the whole thing like it was second nature. Although, I had a lot of great support along the way, from a lot of fantastic people, including you guys. And I suppose that being reminded of all the good things helped me to confront the bad things. It's like one of the stories I read to Talia last night. Mabel met a lot of bad creatures, but she also met some nice ones, who helped her through the tough times in the woods. Never mind. I won't get all sentimental on you guys. I was thinking, why don't we go over to that new Jimmy J's that just opened up, and grab a bite to eat? Sure would make a nice change of pace from the ice cream parlor.
Sounds good to me. How about we call your family and invite them along too? I'm sure they'll be proud of what you did today.
Sure, we can do that. Hey guys, can you wait a minute? I'll catch up to you.
Sure, we'll be over there by the benches.
Hey Dominic.
What's up?
I was just wondering about earlier today. About why you helped me. And why you uploaded the video.
You were right, Paul. I'll admit, I was skeptical at first. But you were so right. And when you confronted Harrison, you were so sure of yourself. That's something I really admire about you. But I am curious about one thing. Why did you decide not to upload it? I really thought you were going to.
At the end, I just figured there was a better way. Harrison had messed with so many people, and his claims were so outrageous, that I figured I could try dispelling them with words instead. Most of it just kind of came to me on the spot though. Still, I'm glad you took responsibility, and that Harrison won't cause anyone any more trouble.
The video's been seen by virtually the entire school by now. Harrison and his gang have received a lot of backlash since it went up. And as far as I'm aware, they've basically disbanded. Everybody's talking about how you exposed Harrison. I can't imagine him ever being able to crawl out of this one.
Yeah, neither can I. Well, I guess I'm gonna head out. I need to go and be with my friends and family now. See you around.
You too. And one more thing. You may not realize it now, but you put an end to a very difficult chapter in my life. And you destroyed a 3-year streak of under-the-radar bullying. A lot of people are very grateful to you.
Alright, let's go celebrate.
So you think you were right?
I think we escaped the poop monster. Good. I thought we'd never get rid of him. You know what, Ashley? This is probably the best day of my life.
Mine too. I wish this day would last forever.
Rah 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 rah. Oh no. The poop monster found us. Run for your life.
I know I shouldn't be laughing about it, but I still think it's funny how you tried walking all the way over here.
No, you're right. Looking back on it, and how ridiculous it was, I can laugh about it myself.
Well, at least all that bullying that happened underneath everyone's nose is over.
And you were pretty much responsible for it. Nice going, Paul.
Thanks, Jessica. It's nice to finally go to school, without fretting over anything. Although, I can't help but wonder.
Wonder about what?
What's up, bitches?
Hey, I thought you guys were going dress shopping for the Valentine's dance.
We are. We just thought we'd ask if you wanted to come too.
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to pass. We're kind of helping my mom and Paul's mom watch the little ones. I'll go tomorrow.
Are you sure? Someone might swipe out that red dress with the white face fur that you were eyeing.
Don't worry. I'm confident no one will get that dress before I do. You two go on and have fun. I'll stop by your house later.
Okay. See you later. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
So Paul, before Amber and Heather showed up, you said you couldn't help but wonder about something. What was it you couldn't help wondering about?
Well, with Harrison and all of them out of the picture now, I was wondering if there might be some kind of ramifications in the long run.
What kind of ramifications?
I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about. Well, I'm probably just thinking crazy.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that. The whole thing is long over, and you won. Enjoy it.
It's pretty late, kid. Where are you going at this hour?
Far away from here.